Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Beyond Light Season of the Lost Intel. And in this video, we're going to be going through this week's Grandmaster Nightfall, which is the Corrupted Strike. Probably everybody's least favorite strike. Definitely one of my least favorite. And I'll give you a full rundown as far as the rewards, champions, as well as some glitches that you can do in the strike, cheeses as well, and some things that you can take with you as far as glitches and cheeses into this strike. So first off, the champions for this week will be Unstoppable and Overload. And the rewards will be the Hothead Rocket Launcher and the Hung Jury Scout Rifle. Now, the Hothead can have some really great rolls on it, so you might want to check it out. And Hung Jury has kind of been one of the favorites for a little while now, so also not a bad weapon to farm for. Remember, if you complete these on Grandmaster, you will get a guaranteed Adept version. For this first room, as you enter out of the first Taken Realm, you can leave somebody in that Taken Realm, so you can do this whole area with 2 people. That'll prevent at least 1 person from dying, but when you need those revives, it still is not quite the most viable strategy as when you're doing it at lower level difficulties. You can also jump up on top of the statues in this room, but remember, you can still take damage up there, so though it might grant a temporary reprieve from certain adds, the bosses are still going to be able to really have at you. So something to know, but maybe not, again, one of the most viable strategies. There used to be a great glitch where you could actually take the orbs with you from this room, but don't count on that anymore as this has been patched. This would help later on when you were going to the boss, if you were willing to carry an orb all the way with you. Another glitch that you can take with you into the strike is the Diamond Lance glitch. This is for the Behemoth Titan. I've talked about this before. And essentially what this allows you to do is get full heavy or special ammo. You can do it with special, but I would suggest using a heavy weapon instead. I would probably bring a 1000 Voices with you for this strike, as I think that's going to be the uber damage weapon. But the way the glitch with the Diamond Lance works is a Behemoth creates the Diamond Lance, and then anybody picks up the Diamond Lance. Like I said, it can be done with any player in your group, not just the Titan. And as you pick up the Diamond Lance, you reload said weapon. This works so long as you have a little bit of ammo in reserve. When you do this, you will get a full brick of ammo back, and it will not take from your reserves. So you essentially get free heavy or special ammo. I think this is really going to come in handy for this particular strike as it's long, and you want to be able to use your heavy weapon as much as possible. There is another very strange glitch currently in the game. Now, I might not suggest using this, but I would feel remiss if I didn't at least mention it. And I will leave a link to a video about how this works more specifically in the description box down below. This is from JB3, big shout out to him. But this can only be done on PC. And what this allows you to do is essentially create tons of orbs. And it involves having the windowed display. So like I said, you can only do this on PC. But when you click the window display, essentially when you have a bordered window, so you're playing within a bordered frame in the game, while somebody activates a super, that person will then deposit tons of orbs, more than they would normally from any active super, about 30 it seems like. Again, I will put a link to a video down below where you can see this more actively. I would suggest maybe holding off on it though. I just wanted to mention it as there has been some reports, though they mainly revolve around PvP, of people doing this and getting banned. However, in PvE, Bungie seems to be a little bit more lenient about these things, so you might be able to get away with doing it once. But again, it's only for PC players, so again, not one of the most viable strategies, but something to at least know. The Diamond Lance, on the other hand, I think is one of the go-to glitches for this, as well as any other PvE activity, specifically Grandmasters. Now, as far as a route goes, once you get to this section, there will be a lot of champions in this area, a lot of sniper champions in this area. I would always suggest going to the right side of this particular room. You can sort of scale down on the sides of the cliffs here. This can make this area quite a bit easier. There'll be a champion at the end also, so just make sure that you keep in mind that there is a champion at the end if you are going for that platinum run, which will also be necessary if you want to get those adept weapons. Don't miss out on that one champion. You can miss one champion and still get a platinum run, but this one's one of the easier ones, as like I said, it is a sniper, I believe, but though at a distance those can do quite a bit of damage. Once you get close to them, they should be much easier to actually wear down. Now for the boss room, there's a couple of cheese spots. One, if you're willing to take this jump and try to maintain air, because you will take damage from being on top here unless you're in the air. You can jump up to these top sort of circular areas and fire down. This might be a good place for some players to hide out if you just want to distract from the boss. For the most part, though, I would suggest staying in the back in this area, as you will not get warped while you're back here, at least for this first phase. And you can stay behind most of these rocks. You could have all 3 players, or if you're a solo player, you could just camp out up here and you'll stay fairly out of danger. Now, for the actual next phase of the boss, a lot of people don't realize that once the boss goes back into the Taken Realm, or the Ascendant Realm, whatever you'd like to call it, you can actually bring one of the orbs with you into the realm. So you really only have to worry about doing this first phase, because once they go in, or once the boss goes into the Taken Realm or Ascendant Realm, you can actually kill the boss in this particular zone. Just make sure you have an orb with you and don't drop it, because if you do, it will disappear. I would suggest take out this first group of ads and then make sure that you can throw the orb at the boss without it getting impeded by either the waves of rocks coming by or another ad by her. So I would suggest make sure you take out those 2 ads first, or at least one of them, so you have a clear shot, because you don't want to waste this. The boss is a lot less damage to you here, and you don't have to worry about the waves of ads. Now, this is not, I don't think, a I don't know if you call this a glitch, but I don't think it's something that a lot of people are aware of. I also don't know if this was something newly added, because I never saw anybody use this strat before this particular season. But once you hit the boss with the orb, you can then, of course, do damage, and killing in the Ascendant Realm, killing the boss in the Ascendant Realm is much easier than having to chase all the way up to the top and then possibly do another phase at the end. The only things you really have to worry about in this particular case, once she teleports up to that top area, is the rocks floating by. But like I said, you can stay down here and it'll make this whole process quite a bit easier. Now, this last glitch, and apologies for the footage because this is a bit old. This is actually from the previous season. I haven't really been able to duplicate this so far this season, so this is a big caveat to this one. But there was a God mode glitch that you can use going into this particular strike. And I think Bungie was able to fix their netcode enough to prohibit players from being able to actually do this. But again, I would be remiss if I didn't at least mention it, as somebody might be able to get this or give this a try and get it to work successfully. You might just be a better player than me. You might just have better timing. But if you were to glitch out of the map in the first zone, now this is back in the beginning of the actual strike, before you'd actually enter past that first phase of ads. If you glitch out of the map and then find your way to a loading zone, you can find your way to the nearest loading zone by following the jumping sort of puzzle that you would see here, this platforming area. Drop down here, and then you're going to sort of scoot out between this one little gap and sword fly over to this ledge. Now once you're here, head to the right, jump over this ledge, and then make your way to the checkpoint at the end. You'll see there's sort of a little gap. You need to have your super, of course, already. This is for the Bubble Titan. It can only be the person that could possibly do this. And once you hit this load zone, activate the super. Now what you'll notice is that you have these sort of purple footprints. You'll still have your super. You'll take a lot less damage once you're in this particular god mode, or sort of overclocked, I guess you could call it, bubble. It's sort of a roaming bubble. So you'll have all the protection that you would in a bubble. Now again, I haven't been able to duplicate this season. This was from, I think, last year actually. But it's worth a try. You can then find your way back into the map, basically going the same way that you came out. You'll hit that load zone. There's a way to then head back towards where there'll be a lost sector, and you can find your way back into the map. Give it a try. I'm no guarantee that it'll actually work. But hopefully you found something in this video helpful. If you like this information and want more Destiny content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. They'll be linked in the description box down below, as well as a link to JB3's video on that other glitch that I mentioned. Any of those things I just mentioned, as far as subscribing, liking, commenting, and follow me on Instagram or Twitter, will enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel. The next one will be at 55,000 subscribers. We're doing a Witch Queen Deluxe giveaway, and hopefully we'll reach 55,000 by the time that actually launches, so that nobody misses out on any of the content or is delayed on any of the content. You can also leave a hashtag Beyond Light or a hashtag Season of the Lost in the comments section down below. That'll give you another entry into that giveaway. And those stack between all videos, so if you haven't done any of those hashtags on previous content, why don't you go back, check out another video, and of course do it again. Thanks so much for watching. As always, I am Wilhelm Scream, and of course we will see you next time. Little